What is the bonds theory? The bonds theory is the fact that you have a graphic, right? A screen, and the main important thing on the chart is this graph, the movement of the chart, right? But now, bounce theory is like, what are everything on the chart that when the price touch it, that thing has this duality where the price has 0% chance to go down, right? And 100% chance to go up, so that you can invest and earn the money with more certainty than others. So the bonds theory is to know when exactly to buy, because you need to buy when you have this type of configuration, when you have 0% chance to go down and 100% chance to go up. The bond theory is an agreement to move to the same direction. At the beginning, the seller chart has. Okay. For example, if you are selling shoes and then you have a graph like this, right? You are selling tennis ball shoes, like, you know, tennis tennis ball shoes. Like, you are selling this type of shoes. Yeah, the shoes for this sport. I think they call it tennis in English too. I'll call it tennis, just bear with me. So, and one shoes is 15,000 francs CFA. 15,000 francs CFA, which is roughly 25 um $25, which is $25, right? 15,000 francs CFA, which is $25 at its cheapest price, and 25,000 francs, which is roughly $40. $40 at its most expensive price somewhere here, right? So you need to understand that when the shoes cost 15,000 francs, you will see that many buyers are at this point, are in this zone of the price. So you will see, what you will see is that what you will see is that at that level, what you will see is, you will see 0% sellers. Like, the 0% sellers when the shoes is 15,000, because it's the lowest price. You don't even make any profit there. And there is a lot of buyers. It's a lot of buyers, like 100% buyers, like 100 buyers are there to buy the cheapest possible, because buyers are always looking for cheap price. So it's a psychological point on the graphic that you need to identify. So, and now for the most expensive price, right? After this V breaker, when the price touch this level, you will see that at this level, you will see there will be 0% buyers, zero buyers there, because buyers don't like to buy something too much expensively. That's why the price cannot keep going to the upside. That's why there is 0% chance for the price to keep going up. And there is 100 sellers there. All of the sellers of the market are coming at that level, because everybody want to make profit out of their wholesale, out of their whole purchases, right? That's why you will see a lot of sellers who sell expensive, who want to sell expensive then. So that's the reason why psychologically the price move like wave ups and down, ups and down, ups and down, because that's what is happening. So your role, the goal that you have is to identify on the chart what are all of the elements of the bounce theory. The element of the bounce theory, uh, I will show you element of the bounce theory. But first of all, let me talk a little bit about another example. That is the tennis ball example. Let us say that you you are a tennis ball player. So you are one of these players, right? And then you hold a tennis racket like this. You hold a tennis racket with one hand, and your other hand you throw the tennis ball to the upside, and the tennis ball goes higher. But at its maximum high point, the tennis ball start to fall, right? Start to fall to the downside. So the bounce theory says that there is 2 points on this example where the ball will bounce. The first point where the ball bounce is on the empty space, in the air. Yeah, right. Because why is it a bounce there? It is a bounce because the ball loses speed, loses velocity, loses its acceleration, the force to keep rising up, because the earth is the gravity the gravity of the earth is attracting the ball toward the earth, and the ball has lost its energy. So the ball will start making a curve to the downside like this and fall on the tennis racket, to start bouncing on the tennis racket and go up. So the second place where the ball bounce is on the tennis racket to go to the upside. So it's the same thing with the price. When you see the price going up, then going down, and then going up again, how do you know that uh, at the high year the price will go down? Let's suppose that you are on a daily time frame. The only way that you know that the price will go down there is that, first of all, you need to identify that the price has broken this V breaker, like this V, this high, right? Secondly, you need to now drop down on TS2 on 1 hour and see Tenkan inverted to the downside on 1 hour here. That's how you identify that the price has lost its momentum. And it is at this point, right, that you will realize that there is 0% bias, 0% chance for the price to keep going up as soon as you see a Tenkana inverted in 1 hour to the downside. As soon as you see the new price breaking the high of the old price. So there is 0% bias at that level. And there is 100% sellers that comes in at that level. That's how you see that the price is bouncing in the air. That's how the price bounced in the air. So now, when the price start dropping down, it will. How do you know that at this level, the price will start going to the upside, and show you there will be 0% sellers there, because sellers don't like to sell at a cheap price, and buyers are like to buy at the and there will be 100 buyers, because buyers like to buy cheap. How do you know that? It's because you will see a red candle here, right? You will see a red candle there. So what I'm trying to say is that the question is, when the ball bounces off the racket and goes upward, how high does it go? Does the ball go before it stops completely and then come back down? Okay, we said in the air first, yeah, the tennis player lets the ball lose its energy. Okay, when the ball loses its energy, then it is the highest point. Then the second place is on the player hand. The player forces the ball to stop in the air, even if it could continue up. Okay, I understand what I meant there. I meant there, right? The tennis player can jump and hold this ball with his own hand to stop to make him stop going up. Okay, anyway. So next thing, what is the bounce there? What is the bounce? The bounce is like the candles of the same type repel each other after a V breaker. After a V breaker. So on the chart, on the graph, right? Now on the graph, now on the graph directly, what is the V breaker? What is the bounce theory? The bounce theory is that the price goes up like this and when it goes down, it creates this candle. Then a new price goes up like this, break this V breaker there, and then create another red candle at this level like this. And what I mean on this part is that the bounce theory is the fact that when you look at the screen, two things must repel themselves. The first part of the bounce theory, the first element of the bounce theory is the red pullback. Is the red pullback, right? The first part of the bounce theory is the red pullback. When the price drop down, the price must get in contact with the old red candle. The new red candle must get in contact with the old red candle to change its direction, to bounce there, because the old red candle will act as a tennis ball racket to make the price bounce to the upside. That's the first element of the bounce of the bounce theory. For example, you can see it at this level. For example, if you look at this price, the price were going up, created this red candle, right? Then went up. The new red candle, this red candle, went back down and touched the high, the wick of the old red candle before going up again. So that's the first element of the bounce theory, the red candle, the red pullback, or the red bounce candle. So two candles of the same color repel each other. Okay. What is the theory itself? So one thing must go down, another thing must go down. One thing must go down, another thing must go up. Okay. That's the same thing thing with simple candle. In the air, red candle touch another red candle. We talk about it. The next element of the bounce theory is that in the air, Tenkan touches left supply VRS for a reversal. So the second element of the bounce theory is that when the price goes to the upside like this, right, create this V breaker. So the price break this V, right, this high. At this level, if you are on daily, when you go on if you were on daily, when you go on 1 hour, you will see a Tenkan bending down to the downside like this, inside the air on daily. That's also a bounce theory because that's how the price make to bounce in the air. So for example, we are on daily here. How do you know that at this level, when the price broke this high, this price will have dropped down? is because if you go on 1 hour, you will see Tenkan bending down here. Even at this level, the price were going up like this, broke this high. How do you know that at this level the price will drop? You just do the time frame skipping by two method, and then you will see Tenkan bending down in. So that's the second element. Now, every when the third element of the bars theory is when the price touch any Ishimoku line. When the price touch any Ishimoku line is also a bounce theory. So let us say, for example, there you have Tenkan line like this, and the price move up. Each time the price touch Tenkan line, the price the Tenkan will make the price go to the upside. Why? Because Tenkan line, the inclination of Tenkan line is to the upside. The inclination, like the Tenkan bend to the upside. What does that mean? When Tenkan bend to the upside, it means that first of all, there's 0% sellers there, 0% sellers, and there is 100% buyers. So when your price will come and touch Tenkan, the price will just go to the upside. That's the definition of Tenkan. Tenkan is a zone. That's how a zone works. A zone is a rectangle that has two properties. First property, there is 0% to the downside. Second property, there is 100% to the upside. And each Ishimoku line has that property. Every Ishimoku line has that property. For example, you see here, Tenkan were bending to the upside. Tenkan is also bended to the upside here. All Ishimoku line have that property. So now you need to focus on one time frame for the entry and the take profit. Only one time frame for the take profit. So what I mean is that, right? If you are on daily, just keep focusing on daily. Like you are on daily, you are on a daily time frame. The daily time frame will give you one, the direction of the market, the direction. For example, if how do you know the direction of the market on daily? For example, let us take the first element. The price was were going up and then create this red candle like this. Then the price moved up again, create another red candle like this for the bounce, for the red pullback, for the red pullback. The direction is given by you when the price break this high, the new price break this high at this level. So the direction is to the upside. So you know that when the new candle, new high candle will start dropping down, you need to buy. You need to buy at the level where the old red candle were there. But you know the direction is to the upside. Now, for the second case, for example, which is when the price goes to the upside, create another high and break this high, this resistance. The direction is given just by the fact that the price broke the resistance on the left. But at this high, at this level, right? How do you know that the direction is to the downside? It's because you do the time frame skipping by two method, and you look at 1 hour, a Tenkan inverted to the downside like this. That's what gives you the direction to the downside. Because this direction to the upside stop being a direction to the upside when you do the time frame skipping by two at this level, and you see a Tenkan bending to the downside. So that's how you know the direction in only one time frame. But yeah, I know that in this case, you drop down in 1 hour, but it's not a big deal. But only by the fact that you have already passed a V breaker like this, right? The V breaker, um, you have a potential downtrend direction. So the third element is any Ishimoku line. If you have, for example, a, a Tenkan line, anytime that the price touch Tenkan line by its property, that by the property that the Tenkan line is bending to the upside, will give the direction to the upside. So you know it in only one time frame. In only one time frame, you see, we are on daily. Tenkan is bending to the upside. You don't need to drop down all of the time in a lower time frame to know the direction. The direction is already given to you by only one time frame. The only time that you drop down in a lower time frame is when you have passed the V breaker, and then you went too far ahead. For example, the price move up, created this red candle, then move up again. How do you know that? Yeah, it will be a downtrend. You go on 1 hour, right? Even at this level, even where we are now on the Nasdaq, yeah, the Nasdaq. How do you know that we will start dropping to the downside here? If we go, for example, in 1 hour and we see, what are we seeing in 1 hour? Tenkan bending to the downside 2 times, right? That's how you know that we are dropping down. So that's the only time that you drop down to a lower time frame to know the direction. So where were I? Was I? What is that I even wanted to say? Okay, when you focus on one time frame, you need to know the direction and then the entry and the take profit. So two, you know the entry. Three, in the same direction, you know the take profit too. Because, for example, on the case of the red pullback, you know that the entry is at the level of the old candle on the old candle here. This is the entry on the old red candle. When a new week will come and touch the old candle, that will be the entry. The entry to the upside, because you already know that the direction is the upside. And the take profit would be the next high, right? This will be the take profit. So it's like what happened for this case, for example. What happened for this case? You know that the price moved to the upside, created this red candle, then moved again to the upside. You knew that the entry will be at the level of this old candle. The entry is here, and then the take profit will be above here. That's how you know that. That's how you identify entry and take profit on the same, literally on the same chart. What I say on the same chart, on the same time frame, literally on the same time frame. That's how you know that. And then for the reversal entry, like for this reversal, you know that the entry is here, but to the downside. When in H1 you have a reversal, you have a Tenkan inverted to the downside, and the take profit will be this previous resistance that will act as a support. This will be your take profit. That's a little bit what we can spot at this level. See, for example, the price moved to the upside, created this high, then we are now in this space, right? In this whole space in daily. So your entry here will be to the downside when we go on H1 and we see Tenkan inverted down like this. And then the take profit will be at this previous high. This will be the take profit. So when we go on 1 hour, what are we seeing? what we are seeing in 1 hour now, we are seeing Tenkan bending down, has bended down 2 times, and then we can then start selling the Nasdaq this way and aiming here as a take profit. But for this case, the first take profit will not be this higher. It will be this Tenkan. The take profit will be this Tenkan in daily, because Tenkan has more. So you reduce the take profit this way. Tenkan has more power than the price. Between the price and Tenkan, Ishimoku line has more power, because Ishimoku is actually the average of many candles. It's not just one candle or random something. So this is the first take profit that you may have. And then thirdly for the next bounce theory case is for Tenkan. When the price touches Tenkan, the entry is on Tenkan, and then the take profit is the next high, and you spot it in one time frame. For example, when you see it there at this level, for example, the price moved to the upside, went back down to Tenkan here, right? What the hell? Went back down to Tenkan at this level. The entry was on Tenkan, and then the first take profit was at this next previous V breaker, when the price will break the V. That was the take profit. So it's just to tell you to focus on one time frame. Now, I said here that you need to use the time frame skipping by two to enter. The question, how long does it go? Does it stop? How long does it stop? The question is, when the price fall and touch the daily Tenkan before bouncing back up, how far the price go before stopping and falling again? First, in the air, yeah, the price. So what I'm asking as a question when I was thinking is that you have a daily Tenkan like this. The price was moving up, then touch the daily Tenkan, right? When the price touch it, far does it how far will the price go before stopping and falling again? Like when the price start moving to the upside, how far does the price move after the V breaker? First, in the air, the price break the V breaker, yeah. The price has broken the V breaker here. Then when Tenkan Sen hit the V signal, the price stop and fall back down. Or if the bounce off on Tenkan was the setup 4-5, you will see that the Tenkan course is wide, and you can see the confirmation on TS1 on in H4 time frame when the inverted Tenkan appears. What I'm trying to say there, right, is that we are on daily, right? We are on daily. The price moved to the upside, touch Tenkan. Okay. When the price start moving to the upside again, when do you know that the price will start reversing above there? First of all, in the air, like in the empty space, we are in the air here, right? Secondly, Tenkan and Kijun in daily must be separated and have a very big separation like this. You need to have Tenkan fat. So Tenkan fat number 2. Now, thirdly, if you go on, you do the time frame skipping by 1, you go on 4 hour, you will see that Tenkan start inclining back down in the air there, in the air of daily. Tenkan in 4 hours start bending down here. So this is the number 3. That's how you know that the price will fall down. How far does it go after the V breaker? You need to have those elements. The price will start falling down when you do the time frame skipping by 2. Now, I said also on weekly high tension setup, Tinkan, the price, what high tension setup, Tinkan setup, what the fuck? The price rise and touch the weekly SSB, forcing the price to fall back on daily. Uh, if you go on weekly, what the hell? For example, on weekly, if you go on weekly, at this level, the price touch SSB, but when you drop on daily, you will see that we are in the air in daily, right? We are in the air on daily. Like daily has broken this. This price has broken this V, right? It has broken this V. Now, how do you know that the price will start falling? The price can also start falling down because of the SSB weekly when we are in daily emptiness. That's what I try to mean. What creates rebound? The rebound. So what creates rebound is that first of all, the emptiness. When the price when the price move to the upside and and pass the V breaker and break this V, when the price is inside the emptiness, it's already a reversal. It's already a rebound potential. It's already a rebound potential. That's what creates a rebound. For example, you see, for example, here the price moved to the upside, and after it broke this high, all of this space, the price started moving down because it's already a rebound potential. And then the ticket cross also, the KSB, the KSA, June crossing SSA, the cloud crossing each other, they can crossing SSA, they can crossing SSB. So if you go here and then you go on 1 hour, I don't think we're gonna have enough candle. Let me take another case to be a little bit quicker. Let me take a most recent case. In the area, when you go 1 hour, you will see that ticket cross create the rebound. Like is a proof that the price bouncing down from the air. KSB also, Tenkan crossing SSA also. So that's what I try to mean. The cloud crossing each other to the downside also. What create the continuity rebound? Any setup on Tenkan on daily. So if we go back on daily, any Tenkan setup like this one create rebound to the upside. Any Kijun setup like this one create rebound to the upside. So that's all for the bounce theory. Now let's look at the vision of the process.